Central Line death crash, MP demands inquiry. Runaway mother takes her newborn baby back to prison. Transport Minister down the tube says fares will go up. And police warn don't dice with death on the river. Hello and good evening. An MP is demanding an inquiry into safety on the whole of the Central Line following today's collision on the Underground in which a driver was killed and 30 passengers injured. It happened around lunchtime on open land near Leyton station when one train ran into the back of another. It's the 8th incident on the Central Line in 5 years and happened only yards from a similar crash in 1979. Harry Cohen, the local MP, wants a public investigation of the line, in particular the Stratford to Leyton stretch. From the scene, Steve Clark reports.
The mangled wreckage on the track shows the force of the collision. Passengers on the first train said it had been stopping and starting continually. It stopped for the last time a few hundred yards west of Leyton station. Minutes later, a second train heading in the same direction ploughed into its rear. Passengers heard the crash as they were thrown forward.
And we sat there, and all of a sudden there's a tremendous bang in the back, and everybody got shot forward. And the person opposite, there was two women sitting opposite, the impact was so great that they banged heads together.
After that, a man rushed past and he said, driver, is there a driver in there? He said, the train's bashed into you, then we knew what had happened there. We guessed it was a train because of the impact.
There was an injured man outside on the track wandering about with a cut head, and we shouted at him through the windows to stay still, and the guard came along and spoke to him.
The thing was that when the train left Leyton, it wasn't a normal journey. He stopped, he started, he stopped, he started. We knew something was wrong, but we all said the lines are buckled or something from the heat.
But how can a train just come in the back when we were at school?
We were stationary. It was light out. We were in the open, not in a tunnel. How can he come into the back of us?
Firemen led 400 passengers to safety back along the tracks to Leyton station. 30 were taken to hospital at Whipps Cross, but only one woman is detained tonight with minor back injuries. Meanwhile, firemen worked to cut the driver of the second train free. His cab had taken the full force of the impact. He was still alive when rescuers reached him, but died as they struggled to cut him loose.
Every effort was made to cut him out, but you're dealing with huge spars and girders, heavy metal, and it takes time to cut through these and to bend them and to get a man free. And we just couldn't keep him alive long enough until they could get him free.
Tonight, as the investigation begins into just how the collision happened, there's been a call for a full inquiry by local MP Harry Cohen.
The mere fact that it's happened again means that the problem hasn't been resolved. This is a troubled spot, and I understand that there was a problem with signals. A signal failure is being suggested. All that area needs to be properly considered in a public inquiry and something done about it.
As you join us live at the accident location, I can tell you we heard just a few minutes ago that the dead driver has been named as Christopher Reevy. He was 25 and married and lived at Riverside Gardens, Alperton. As clearing up goes on, accident investigators from LRT have been here. One of the vital questions they'll be asking is just what happened to the fail-safe system installed on the Central Line and every other tube line for that matter. The system should have slammed on the brakes of the second train if there was a red light showing at Leyton station. And if there wasn't a red light, the question is why? All LRT will say tonight is that it would be unwise to speculate at the moment. This is Steve Clark, live in Leyton for Thames News.
Well, we have invited London Regional Transport to talk about the crash, but they declined to put up a spokesman because they say an inquiry is pending.